Okay, we are in the month of Requiem, the launch month. We are weeks away from release, and as mentioned before, previews are live. People are playing the game, well, have played the game, and are talking about it. And I want to make 100% clear with this video, none of that footage is being shown here. This is going to be a spoiler-free video in terms of new gameplay footage. I don't want to see it until launch, so I'm avoiding it, but I have been reading the interviews with the game director, and there's some pretty interesting things outside of the gameplay that I think do need some more attention than just new gameplay. So let's dive into it and share some thoughts. First, we'll start with the leak. This is not from the game director. This is from Resident Evil Leaks. So apparently, and again, leak, please don't take it as fact, there is DLC for this game. Apparently, it's Alyssa Ashcroft, i.e. Grace's mother. That's literally all the information out there that there is. For obvious reasons, it's probably going to be set before the events of the main game, but yeah, that's a quick one that's been brought to my attention by that specific Resident Evil leaker. I'm sure you'll know who. Again, too much drama around that at the minute to be even mentioning names, but you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, moving on to official stuff that's been said by Resident Evil themselves. So, first of all, he was asked, the game director, about Ada Wong, and the quote basically said that he was very interested in Leon and Ada's private relationship as well, and I think he ended it with that's pretty much all he could say. Interesting. Now, Ada Wong, I think out of all the characters that could be in the game that we haven't seen, she's the most likely, right? I've always kind of assumed if anyone was going to be in the game, it'd be Ada, for two reasons. One, Leon's in the game, and you know, they're very much tied together, so having him turn up without Ada would be quite surprising. I know it's not the first time it's been done, but I think, you know, Leon and Ada have such a massive relationship in the game's story that having them both be here would be insanely cool to see. And then the other one, obviously, is the whole village thing with the concept art, with the conflicting kind of scenarios or whatever it said. Like, they were planning on putting Ada in the game. They changed their minds. Maybe this game, they don't change their minds and Ada is there. But that's one thing. Post-game content has been confirmed. Now, there is zero details about what it may be, but it has been said that after the main story is finished, you'll unlock the post-game content, which will allow you to play the game in more ways after finishing the main story. And obviously, that could be all kinds of things, you know, mercenaries, could be some kind of extra difficulty options, could be raid mode, could be anything under the sun. No one knows what that's going to be. Most games do obviously get some kind of post-completion content, whether that's you know, the extra content shop, which you can use to unlock weapons and cosmetics and skins. Most likely, people know that from Resident Evil 4 Remake. Very cool system. I'm personally a big fan of the challenge store with the points you can spend on concept art, models and costumes. Very cool. Mercenaries mode would be huge, obviously fan favourite mode there, so having that be in this game, pretty cool. Raid mode, I see a lot of love for raid mode. That's pretty much locked down to the Revelations games at the minute, but could we see raid mode? Who knows? Either way, we do know for a fact there is some kind of post-campaign content. Love to see it. The games are built on replayability, so it doesn't surprise me that there's going to be something more to do after your first run. Now, this question here, this is probably the most interesting and what seems to have the most kind of copium right now for any potential secret character. So here's the question, and then I'll read the answer to you, okay? So here we go. The question is, in the preview, it was mentioned that Leon has something called the Umbrella Curse. What more can you say about that? Interesting question, right? Again, haven't watched the preview stuff, but this is obviously not gameplay, this is story focused, so I'm a bit more okay with talking about it. This is the answer. This game's setting takes place 30 years after Raccoon City, which was connected to Umbrella. So this phrase about the quote-unquote Umbrella Curse refers to something that has affected people who were either enveloped by the incident or present when it happened. But that's all I can say for now. Now that is interesting. So I remember when this bit of the interview went up onto social media, and everyone was kind of like jumping at it, saying, this is it, you know, all of the Raccoon City survivors are coming back, you know, we're going to get Leon, we're going to get Claire, we're going to get Jill. There's already rumours going around that Sherry is in the game in some way or another. They're all tied to Raccoon City, you know, they're all there when it happened. So having these characters come back would be insane. And obviously that would mean that it's not just Leon that's in the game. You've got like this big roster of characters that have been absent for a long time, especially Claire and Jill. Those people have been waiting for so long to get those characters back. And me specifically, like, I'm a big Jill fan, so, you know, having Jill appear in this game would be awesome. Now, there was a bit of drama tied to this. Now, I've been mentioning drama with a certain Resident Evil leaker for a few videos now, and it all kind of came down to this preview event, right? So obviously there was questions, and there was footage, and there was stuff that people hadn't seen yet. And, you know, with prominent leakers in a franchise, people do hold them high and kind of just assume that everything they're saying is like this, you know, 100% it's gonna happen fact. And, you know, that's not always going to be the case. You know, they're not working on the game. You know, things could change without their knowledge in, you know, a few days, and they wouldn't know. So sometimes it's literally just they're guessing, they actually have insider information, or they're making it up. And something that was revealed in this preview event is something that has kind of made everyone think this guy's full of shit. And basically what it was, it's such a brief thing, so it's not really a spoiler, but from my understanding is the leaker said that Alyssa Ashcroft and Leon knew each other, right? That's not the case, apparently. Through the preview, through what we've seen, they don't know each other. Apparently he doesn't even know the name Ashcroft. So, yeah, that's kind of, you know, kind of blew up in his face a bit. And people are kind of saying, you know, hang it up, Chief. You know, you got it wrong. But I'm not getting involved. It's just something that's come up over this preview period. So I think, you know, outside the gameplay, they're the big takeaways from this event. So we've got potential DLC, some kind of post-game content, and of course the big copium right now with more characters being in this game than everyone thinks there's going to be. Now I do know a few extra little things, nothing crazy, but some smaller things just based around the gameplay. I haven't seen the gameplay, but I know of some gameplay elements that have been mentioned in this preview. I'm not going to go over them in this because I just don't want anyone to kind of watch the video when I said there's no spoilers and then just have like some mention of a gameplay thing. Like, I'm just not going to say. If you want to watch the videos, they're out there. You can go read the interviews, you can go watch the gameplay, but I'm not going to mention it personally. But yeah, that's a lot to digest, right? I mean, could we see a big roster of OG characters, you know? Will we get the Alyssa DLC? Who knows? You know, there's a lot going on with this game that we haven't seen yet, and I'm very much looking forward to release. So, as always, guys, leave your thoughts in the comments. Remember to subscribe to this channel for more Resident Evil Requiem news leading up to launch, and of course, coverage on it when it launches at the end of the month. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.